Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kemi, and I'm here to talk about Love Island USA Season 7, Episode 33. So we're fresh off the heels of Taylor and Clark being sent home. So we're getting the everyone talking about it. We see Alandria and Nick talking about it, and Nick's asking Alandria how she feels about him leaving and all of that. And she was just like, I'm happy for him. I'm glad that he found his person. So, she's cool. Then we see Chelley and Ace talking about it. And, Ace is like, that's his dog. So he's really, really sad. And Chelley is comforting him. And she's just like, you got to make sure you cry tonight and I'll cry with you. And then he's smiling or whatever. We then see, I think we see Huda and Chris talking. So they're talking about the whole of basically the whole PDA thingy or whatever. So she she starts off talking about how she's gonna miss Taylor and how Taylor always had her back and he was always there for her because Taylor really was like every time she had them crash outs, he was always there trying to help her calm her down. Like even when they went on that date and all this other stuff. It was always Alandria and Taylor always had Huda's back and like was like trying to help her navigate everything or whatever. So she was talking about that and then she sorry, she pivots to talk about their issue between the PDA and all that other stuff. And she's telling him like, I don't want to do PDA in front of everybody. Like, that's not me and everything that I went through with the last coupling, I just don't want to go through that. And he was just like so nonchalant, like, okay, like, okay. And she was just like, are you checked out? And he was just like, low key, yeah. And she was just like, so you want to end this? And he was just like, who said I wanted to end it? And she was just like, but you said you was low-key checked out. And it's just like, exactly, Chris, you said you was low-key checked out. So in my head, I would think that you would want to end it as well, but you were just checked out of the conversation. If that was the case, you should have just said that. Like, like he seems like one of those people that is going to, I don't, it's like those people that will, like, they'll be so nonchalant or they want you to be the one to do all the heavy lifting in every situation so that way they can just be sit back and be like, you know what, well, you did it and all this other stuff. And it's just like, sir, I'm gonna need you to like get up, like move. Like he's so very just like he's like Eeyore, like just there. And it's just like, so she gets up and she walks away because they're done with the conversation. And as she walks away, he's like, I just don't understand it. Like you want to sleep with me and you want to sleep with me in a room full of people, but you can't kiss me in a room full of people. And it's just like, sir, you don't, if that's how you feel, say that. Like I understand you did say it, but you need to make her understand. Like you really don't get the fact that, like, it doesn't make sense because it really doesn't make sense. Like, ma'am, like, how are you sleeping with this man, but you can't kiss him in public? Like, you can't kiss him around all these people, even though you're sleeping with him around all these people. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And you need to let her know that shit don't make sense. Like, if we're in the, if we are, I, cause I don't know. Cause it's just like, okay, if you're not a PDA type person, then okay, that makes sense because you're not a PDA person. So okay. I mean I guess I understand. No, I don't I don't know. Cause it's just like I understand like if you're not a PDA type person. So like when you're in the real world, like of course I can sleep with my person when I'm at home and then out in public, I'm not gonna be kissing you because I'm not a PDA type person. So I understand that. But as you're in this villa, that doesn't make sense because just because you thinking, oh, we're in a bedroom setting, so I can sleep with you and that's not considered PDA. It is still PDA because there's six other couples in here with you as you're doing that. So even though you just put the covers over your head, it's still public. Like this is a communal space. Like you're sharing this with someone. So it's not like you're not sharing it. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all would have went out to Soul Ties and did that, then I would understand it. Like that would make sense. But y'all did it in this room. Like so mm, that's why it's just like in this setting, it doesn't make sense. Outside of this setting, it would make sense. So in this setting, again, it doesn't make sense. He still doesn't understand it, but he's not explaining it to her that he doesn't understand it. So it's just like you're going to be mad about it and nothing is going to get resolved because you're not opening your mouth. And I don't know if like he's not opening his mouth because he is Eeyore, or if he's not opening his mouth because she keeps cutting him off. So either way it goes, it's just like it's not a good situation for either of them. But I digress. So she walked off. She goes to talk to Brian, and Ace comes because Ace and Chelley were talking. So they go to the kitchen, and he was just like he sees Chris, and so he like tells Chelley, "I'll be right back." So he goes to talk to Chris, and Chris is like explaining like it doesn't make sense. Like she keeps saying she don't want to kiss me in public, but she wants to sleep with me in public. It just doesn't make sense. And Ace was just like, this is something that you can, like y'all can work through this. Like y'all just have to communicate with each other. Like if that is your person, then you need to be able to explain to her, and let her explain to you. Y'all just need to fix y'all's communication so that y'all can make this work. And in his confessional, Ace was like saying, um, he kind of gets it because of the situation that happened with Jeremiah, her and Jeremiah. Maybe she's trying to slow down, which is what she keeps saying, but it's just like, girl, no, because you're sleeping with that man, so you're not slowing anything down. But I digress. So Ace is just saying maybe that's what it is and all this other stuff. So he was just like, man, thank you, bro. So whatever. So they all getting ready for bed, and everyone goes to bed. So they wake up the next morning. They make breakfast, the guys make breakfast for the girls or whatever. And Ace and Chelley are talking, and he was talking about, this is a nice chain. I would hate for someone to snatch it. And she was just like, why would you say that? Now I gotta watch out for you. And I'm just like, sir, where did that come from? Like, what? I was just like, who gonna snatch a chain here? Like, sir, what? Like, what? Ace is a fool. So Nick pulls him because he wants to talk to him. So they over there talking, and they're acting like Taylor's still there or whatever. So he's telling him how um Nick is telling Ace how he feels giddy and he feels like a schoolboy whenever he's with Alondria, and how she makes him feel young and all this other stuff, and how he gets the cuddles and the feels whenever she brushes upon him or whatever. And Ace is just like, so are you ready to take like your friendship to the physical level? Because there's still like in that wait and see phase or whatever of where they are because it's all fresh or whatever. And he was just like, yeah, he's ready or whatever. We see this scene was funny. We see Maya, Chelley, and Alangia. They're sitting on the benches or whatever, and they're talking. And Amaya's just like, every time she wakes up and she sees Brian next to her, she knows she made the right choice. And she was just like, I feel bad, like, saying that because of all the other choices she made prior. And Shelly was just like, girl, don't feel bad about that. This is your person, so you need to be happy. Like, yes, I'm happy that you're happy and you made the right choice. And then a bug flies by, and this she went crazy. And I was just like, that is so me. I don't do bugs. I don't like no kind of bugs. I don't like being outside because of bugs. Like, ugh. So that was so me. Her running, jumping. Alandra was just like, I'm not about to play with you today, Shelly. Don't do this. She was just like, them bugs piss me off. She was so pissed, but it was so funny. And then Huda comes and she was just like, Amaya, can we talk or whatever? So she goes, she pulls Amaya to tell, like, basically explain to Amaya what her thought process is or whatever. and Brian is also talking to Chris, and he's telling him his thought process, and Brian was just like, it's whatever this is that y'all that's going on, it's something that can be easily fixed. Like y'all just need to talk about it. And it's true. Like y'all just really need to talk about it. But y'all aren't. So that's where the issue is coming in. And so Amaya is talking to Huda about it as well. And I don't know if it was that I think it was the night prior where Amaya had said to her, like, she was just like, I get your feelings, but I also understand his feelings, because if a guy were to tell me like, oh, we can do this in the bedroom, but then when we come out in public you can't do this with me, like I would feel some type of way. And it's just like, exactly, Huda, like you're not understanding that part of it. It's just like, if a guy were to do that to you, you would be all kinds of pissed. But again, Huda is the type of girl who is, it's all about me, 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 me. I don't care about you, you. My feelings is all that matters. So if I say go, this is how it's gonna go. And we've seen that throughout the season. So that's where we are. So they get a text and they gonna do a challenge where they're doing like Viva Las Vegas. It was a cute little challenge. It was a pointless challenge, honestly, because it was just like, okay, what is this? So it was pointless. It was just like a slime challenge where they're gonna come down a pole, slide through some soap, some studs, pour some stuff into a cup and try to pour it into another cup, and then they're gonna go down a slip and slide and make out at the end. So that's really what it was. Again, it was a pointless challenge, but they just doing this like, we coming at the end, so this is just to have fun or whatever. So they go through the challenge, everyone has fun. They go back, they go back to the, after they go back to the villa, and they're all like getting dressed for the day, cleaning themselves up off of what happened that night, and they're just going to be, chilling in a house or whatever. So they all they all get dressed, and then they come down, they, go in their separate ways, of course. So we see Ace and Nick are talking again, and this time Nick is asking Ace like, like, are you ready to lock it down with Chelley? And he's just like, man, yeah, I do want to lock it down, but like I don't want to just say like, we closed off in here, because I want to take this out in the real world. Like I don't want us to say, oh, we're closed off in here, and then once we get outside it's just like we go our separate ways. Like, no, I really want, like, I see something with her, so I want to like make it, I want to, however I close this off, I want it to extend out into the real world, basically, or whatever. And then we see Chelley and Olandria talking, and they're talking about the like Alandria and Nick, and how she's like, oh, he makes me feel all giddy, and like he makes me feel young and all this other stuff. And she's like happy or whatever. And Chelley is just like, so when are y'all gonna kiss? Like, I need to hear about the kiss, because like, when are y'all gonna kiss outside of a challenge? And I will say, I love my girl Alandria. That's my girl. I ride for Alandria, I ride for Chelley. Them my girls. But Miss Ma'am, you was laughing at, what's that boy's name? Taylor. You was laughing at Taylor when he was just like, Clark makes him feels like a kid, but you over here saying that Nick makes you feel young too. So it's just like, uh, girl. Mm. So that didn't age well, but I get what you're saying. So we see Chris and Pepe. I forgot all about the Iris and Pepe. They're all physical. They don't have really that much depth to them. It's all physical. That's really all it is. Like, they, again, y'all coupled up like a couple episodes ago, and they already sleeping with each other. Like, it's like literally all physical with them. So their conversations, like, I can't even remember what they were talking about, because it was just like, it was like, he said something about, she was just like, oh, I didn't know you were like smart. And he was just like, so you think I'm dumb? And it's just like, y'all both are. I mean, not dumb, but I'm sorry. They're not dumb, but it's just like y'all don't have no substance. Like all like it's literally just physical with y'all. Like honestly. So like I don't think they gonna like once they get out this villa, he gonna go looking for Hannah and she gonna go looking for TJ. Y'all are just in here just to be having fun with each other. Like honestly. So it is what it is. So we see Brian and Amaya talking, and they're basically like trying to figure out a way to get Chris and Huda to talk. So Brian takes Chris to the dock, and he was just like, "Hey, wait for me. I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom. Wait for me at the dock." So Amaya tries to do the same with Huda, and she was just like, "Oh, before this is something." I was just like, "Huda's annoying." So um when Brian asked Chris to come with him to the dock for a second, he was just like he patted Huda on the like shoulder and was just like, "I'll be back." And she was like, "Ugh, don't touch me with your dirty hands." And he was just like, "Shut up." And like it was just like, why are y'all still here? Like y'all don't like each other. Like y'all really don't like each other. So what is this? So anyway, so Maya tries to get Huda to the dock. So she was just like, "Oh, can you meet me? Go down to the dock. I'll be right back. I got to go wash my hands." And Huda was just like, "Oh, I'll follow you." And Amaya was just like, oh. So they get to the bathroom and they're washing their hands. And then Amaya was just like, "Oh, I got to go to the bathroom." And she was just like, "Oh, I'll wait for you." She was just like, "I got to go number two. And I can't go number two when someone, when someone is in here waiting for me. It's uncomfortable." She was just like, "Just meet me at the dock. I'll be right back." I was just like, Amaya Kate, what? Like that was so obvious because she was just like, just go to the dock, meet me there, and don't leave. Don't leave. Just go straight to the dock. So Huda was just like, okay. So she goes to the dock and she sees Chris and she was just like, what you doing here? He was just like, oh, Brian told me to come because he had to go to the bathroom. And she was just like, Amaya said the same thing. And they were just like, are we being set up? Are we being set up? They want us to talk. And we see Amaya and Chris up at the balcony watching them to see if they're talking. So they finally figured out that they're trying to get them to talk or whatever. So they decide to talk. So they base Huda explains again her reasoning behind the whole thing, and it still again doesn't make sense. And Chris was just like, I don't bring my feelings from yesterday into today. I'm over it. Like I get what you're saying. It doesn't make sense to me, and no matter how many times you tell me, it's not going to make sense to me. So I'm not going to keep harping on it. So I'm over it. And she was just like, okay. All right, well, I like, can you he was just like he was just like, I'm a very understanding person, and I'm like, if you tell me if this is how it is for you, then I understand it. And I mean, if this is how it is for you, then that's how it's going to be for you, and I may not understand it, but I'm going to go with it because that's what how it is for you. So I'm with that. And it's just like, sir, I don't know if that's a good like thing, but okay. So so it's like, again, I don't know if that's a good thing, but hey, whatever. So she then goes to say, well, I'm a very I like attention, so in the mornings can you pay attention to me more? And it's just like, Huda girl, you couldn't even like you didn't even like, you want more from him than you're willing to give him. Excuse me? Like, are you okay? Like, you legit, this man is asking you for just a kiss in public, and you can't give him that, but you want him to give you more. Like, you want him to pay more attention to you. You want him to do this. And it's just like, you keep asking for yourself, but you're not willing to give him anything. So it's just like, are you okay? I don't think she's okay. She can't be okay because that makes no sense. So we we see Ace and Chelley, they're talking, and in this moment it looks like he tells her like, I really like you, like I really like you. Um, and I feel like in this moment, it looks like he was about to ask her, kid, like, I want to be exclusive with you, but he gets a text and they let them know that the Hideaway is open. So, oh, sorry, I skipped something. Nick and Alandria were talking, and then I think they were talking in a speakeasy, and were they talking in the speakeasy? They were talking some, yeah, they were talking in a speakeasy, and they were just talking about them or whatever. So then they go take pictures in a photo booth, and then they kiss, and I was just like, oh, this was actually kind of cute. I kind of now see it, like I'm starting to see it. Like I wasn't seeing it before, but I'm now starting to see it because I was just like, okay, this is kind of cute. Okay, I see it, I see it. So so now we're back and Chelley and Ace are talking and not Chris, Brian, Amaya, and Nick and Alandria are like sitting across for them, like on the other side of the villa or whatever, and they're all like they're talking while Chelley and Ace are talking, and again it looks like he wanted to like ask her to go be exclusive and like low key be his girlfriend or whatever. Um and the every like the four that was just looking was like talking that I like the Amaya, Brian, Nick, and Alandra, they're looking at them and they're just like, oh, you're so comfy. And Ace was about to say, Nick, what's that around your mouth? Because you know, when they kiss, he takes all her lip combo. So he was about to ask Nick, and then he gets a text and they find out that the Hideaway is open, and they all say that Chelley and A should go to the Hideaway. And here come Iris. I wanted to go to the Hideaway. Is you okay? You not okay? Cause girl, don't piss me off. You and Pepe are like an hour into y'all, whatever y'all into, and you talking about you want to go to the Hideaway over Chelley and Ace, who's been rocking this thing since day one. Stop it. Please stop it. Oh, she pissed me off. Ugh. So they Chelley and Ace, they go get ready to go to the Hideaway, and they're like Ace is like trying to, he's like, oh, you know, getting and it's just like you're a fool. So she come down the stairs and she looks so good in that little black little number. I was just like, girl, okay, I see you. So, you know, they do their little dance, you know, Ace and Chelley in the Hideaway. Eat that kitty. So cute. So they do that. So they go to the Hideaway, and what's it called? They look at like they, you know, they walk through and look, and it's just like, oh, this is cute, the champagnes, and Ace is just like, look at the usher berries. I was just like, this boy is a mess. He is a mess. So he tells her go change into her, you know, into her swimsuit or whatever. So she goes to go change it. He runs outside and he draws a heart in the sand that says Ace, and it puts A+C. So she comes to the door, and he was just like, okay, close your eyes. So he walks her up the steps to like where the jacuzzi is, and then tells her turn around, and she sees the heart, and she's just like, oh, you're so cute. And he was just like, okay, I wrote something for you. So he reads her a little poem. I was just like, oh, it's so cute. I love them. They are so cute. So he reads a little poem, and then he was just like, will you be exclusive with each other? And then he says her full government. I was just like, oh, this is so cute. And she's just like, yes. Cause she's just like, oh, my cheeks hurt. Cause she was smiling so big. And I was just like, oh, this is so cute. I'm sorry. I love Chelley and Ace. If you have not noticed, this is a Chelley and Ace stan account right here. I love them. So they decide to be exclusive to each other, and that's how the episode ends. So we find out that the next episode is Family Day. So I can't wait to see that. So I'll be back. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Get down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you like what you see, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and have a good one.